Hey guys, what's going on? So I'm really back now. I know what happened with my old videos with the Kingdom Hearts 2 walkthrough Let's Play. Yeah, that kind of fell apart. So what I'm actually doing now is resetting the channel, a new name, and now for a new purpose on YouTube as well. So my new name is called Dat1Gamer, and it's just a username that I just came up with in the last second. So it's like I said, it's just a new username for my YouTube channel. And this time I'm actually covering more in-depth gaming news that's in the gaming industry right now. And today's video, like you saw in the thumbnail or in the video title, it's about Uncharted 4 versus Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now these are two games that I know I'm gonna love and that I already love because I already played Rise of the Tomb Raider last year. I did not own an Xbox One, but I did borrow my friend's Xbox One and play it on his. I played the game, I finished the game, I thought it was great, and then Uncharted 4 is actually coming just on May the 10th, and now it's May the 5th now when I'm recording this. So 5 days, but I have played the closed and open beta for the PlayStation 4, and I thought the game was fantastic, and I am keeping up on news on Uncharted 4. I have played through Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 as well. So again, that's just the gist of what we're going to discuss today. So about these two games going up against each other, how I think they're going to perform, and really just drawing some comparisons with them all together. And so just a quick thing about the channel, I will be posting regularly now, so not only will there be gaming news subjects, there will also be walkthroughs, let's plays, theories, all stuff like that. So let's just move on to the topic, and actually before I start talking about these two games, I want to talk about the history behind my history behind these video games and me playing them. So let's start off with Uncharted first. So Uncharted actually I will just tell a quick short story. I was very sick one day and I was home, and then I heard about this game called Uncharted that some of my friends were talking about. So then I realized that IGN was actually doing a walkthrough on Uncharted 3. Started watching it, fell in love with it. I thought the game was fantastic. Loved the characters, loved the story, and basically, I think within 3 days, and all those 3 days I was sick, I watched I think all of Uncharted 3. I think it was like 20 something parts. So I loved Uncharted 3, then I moved on to Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 1. Now, the thing is that I only started playing Uncharted when it was re-released on the PS4, the remastered edition, the Nathan Drake collection. I thought it was a fantastic collection to the Uncharted series. And Tomb Raider, the story behind Tomb Raider is I didn't pick up Tomb Raider on release. I only picked it up for the PS4 as well, the definitive edition. I thought I thought Tomb Raider was fantastic as well. Uh, so now it's really the debate on which I think the audience is gonna really jump for. So please keep in mind that this video is actually going to be very subjective. So it's what I think. Please do not generalize what I'm about to say, and it's all just personal opinion and what I think of these two fantastic series. Because really, they're like the same game except on different platforms and published by different studios and whatnot. So actually, let's start off with both games by talking about the characters. So Uncharted, we have Nathan Drake, this very whimsical, really lovable, cool fortune hunter that really just wants to make his mark on the world kind of. And you have Lara Croft who's a female protagonist this time, and she comes from basically a line of explorers and all these very historical figures that are kind of like fortune hunters, and it's really her origin story in the first Tomb Raider game, and the development of her character compared to Uncharted. Now, I think what both these franchises do is ace their characters, because with Nathan Drake, he's very lovable. Everyone loves Nathan Drake. Things he does is so awesome. But again, with the female protagonist, Lara Croft, everyone loves her too, because the way the Tomb Raider franchise builds her up is much more realistic compared to the Tomb Raider games from the PS1. Because let's admit it, those games were really groundbreaking back in the day. I personally didn't play a lot of it on the PS1, mainly because it was actually really hard back then. But anyway, so that's the character. So what I'm saying is that so Nathan Drake, this very whimsical, lovable fortune hunter, and Laura Croft, this very gruff but still this very gruff character, but you still really care about her. Now we move on to the story. Now this is where my opinion gets a little bit shifted. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 all had fantastic stories. Now, maybe one wasn't that great, and three was not as good as two, but the pacing, the story, and just how good the writing is in the game because Amy Hennig was behind the helm of the writing of these three games were fantastic. The storyline was so enthralling. You were aboard on it all the way. It was really good. But the problem with Tomb Raider was Tomb Raider 1, although it did have an interesting story, it wasn't a great story. It was very forgettable because really, what I was really there for the Tomb Raider was really for the gameplay. And now I'm actually talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider. You see, the problem with the first Tomb Raider, with the reboot, was they didn't have a great story. And that kind of got improved in Rise of the Tomb Raider, really. But it was just a surpassing story. It was just okay. And the same but the thing with Uncharted 4, out of what I've seen and the synopsis of it, even though it isn't released, is that its story seems a little bit much more interesting because it is the final closing arc of Nathan Drake, his conclusion, Sully's conclusion, Elena's conclusion, his brother Sam's conclusion, everything. So again, let's talk about supporting characters of I'm just going back to the characters again because let's talk about the supporting characters of Uncharted. They're all lovable. You got Sully, Elena, Chloe, Kata, um, and then you got the villains. So you had the guys in Eddie Raja in Uncharted 1, Zoran Lazarevic in Uncharted 2, um, Catherine Marlowe and Talbot in Uncharted 3, and then Rafe and Nadine in Uncharted 4. Now, those looks like, and they are very deep characters. But you see, the problem is, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I did not know a single character from that game. They're all very forgettable. So you see, that's the point I'm trying to make. And environments, though Rise of the Tomb Raider has some really mind-blowing environments, I think Uncharted still takes the cake on that regards to me. The places that you get to visit, the ruins. Although actually, now that I think about it, I think they're pretty neck and neck because Rise of the Tomb Raider does let you explore some very crazy ruins and places, vistas. It all has it all, and and I think Uncharted 4 is rivaling just on the same level as Rise of the Tomb Raider. And finally, the gameplay. Now, the gameplay is actually also neck and neck with each other because one problem I have with the Uncharted series is that everything is tight, but the melee combat isn't that tight, and sometimes the shooting can be a bit clunky. And because of this, when you're fighting waves and waves of enemies, it can get kind of tiresome. But the thing with Tomb Raider is that I have a feeling that its gameplay is a bit more refined. There's a bit more of texture to it. Because of that, each enemy encounter is much more interesting, and I think within the gameplay, um, they are both excellent. But then Rise of the Tomb Raider just, I think, makes it a little bit more interesting than Uncharted. But Uncharted, don't get me wrong, has a lot of improved gameplay. You see the improvement from Uncharted 1 to 2, 2 to 3. I think 3 has the gameplay so far compared to 1 to 3. And Uncharted 4 looks like it fixed everything could have. So when comparing Uncharted 4 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, the gameplay looks neck on neck. But then if you're comparing Rise of the Tomb Raider to the first three Uncharted games, I will give it to Rise of the Tomb Raider. And now the real controversy, so that's just basically what I think. So it's not going to come to a big surprise because I'm going to review on which game I personally think is going to be a little bit more successful because because I think it's going to be a little bit more successful from my point of view, and I do think of you guys might have guessed this, but Uncharted 4, because you see Uncharted 4 is is really, if you think about it from a business point of view, it is this trademark and this massive icon for PlayStation and Sony itself. It is the reason why a lot of people bought Uncharted 2 from the way the PS3 was looking, Uncharted 1 as well for the PS3. It's actually because of Uncharted that those PS3s got sold off the shelf while the 360 was really occupying the market at that time. And you see the PS4 is now leading in the market as well. And I do agree that because of Rise of the Tomb Raider was a timed exclusive for Xbox One, it did help, sell a quite of those Xbox from shelves as well. So that was good, and that really did help Microsoft and what they were trying to get. But again, it's a timed exclusive, and Rise of the Tomb Raider is gonna come for the PS4, I think November of 2016. So I personally do think that Uncharted 4 is going to win. And also, looking by the reviews as well, I think Rise of the Tomb Raider and Uncharted 4 is pretty neck on neck. Now, another point that I really wanted to discuss was the controversy of the Uncharted 4 review, because all these outlets are giving you these great reviews, 9.5s and 10 out of 10s. But we see the real controversy came from IGN, because Lucy O'Brien actually reviewed the game, and then she gave it an 8.8. Now, I'm really fine with the score, because actually I was a little bit disappointed, because I thought Uncharted 4 would get at least above a 9.5, but it got an 8.8. I guess that's fine, because it's all again subjective opinion. But a bit of the strange thing was there was actually a lot of hate mail going to Lucy O'Brien. Now I do actually understand a lot of the people that did send those hate mail, because that just means that they just love Uncharted. But again, looking at it from Lucy's point of view, really, she was just trying to write a review, and I think she just did a job perfectly on that, because I did quite enjoy the review and the one that she is still working on. And yeah, but some people were arguing that she only gave Uncharted 4 a lower score than Rise of the Tomb Raider, which she gave, I think, a 9.32. People were saying that it's because she was sexist, and that she was doing it because of Lara Croft being a female protagonist compared to Nathan Drake, things like that. So I do see where a lot of the fans of the Uncharted series are coming from in this review, and I do agree with them in some aspects. But again, I also see it from Lucy's perspective as well, because she was just trying to do a review, and if that is, I don't think she's trying to be sexist, but I think her you see, her job is to really to create video game news, and then I think she did that, and I think she did give a good score to Uncharted 4, and I was quite happy with the review. And again, so final opinion, I'm more of an Uncharted guy personally. I do love Tomb Raider, but I do personally think that Uncharted 4 is going to sell better. It's going to go a little bit better with the crowd. And whatever I've seen and what I have experienced with the closed and open beta, I think the game is shaping up to be one of the finest contenders of the Game of the Year. So again, this is just a quick episode and that I just did real quick. Please like, subscribe, comment, and just a quick shout out actually to a YouTuber that is so good. His name is Robin Gaming. Now, I've been following this guy for years because he's covering Uncharted 4 news. Please, guys, go subscribe to him. Just a quick shout out to Robin Gaming. I am a big fan of yours. You are very inspiring, and it's actually because of you I actually started uncovering doing Uncharted 4 news and Naughty Dog news that I'll do in the foreseeable future. So again, please, guys, go visit Robin Gaming. And Robin, if you're watching this, which is very unlikely, you are fantastic. Please keep up your work, and your fans are really happy with the stuff that the production quality and also the videos that you're making. Hey guys, that's again. So, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, have a nice one. And guys, before you go, real quick, I just want to say that my review of Uncharted 4 is coming around in about a week's time. So I will be finishing it over the weekend, and finishing up my review for it as well. And also my walkthrough of the normal mode campaign and of Uncharted 4 will be coming next week as well. So just a quick reminder about that, and weekly uploads as well. So guys, thanks again for watching, and have a good one.